Hi.
Unexplained, oh, unexplained, oh, unexplained, oh, unexplained, oh.
I'm back. I am back. I am here again in front of you. I'm showing off because I told myself I was going to be more visible in 2025 and I figured, why wait? Why wait? Tomorrow is not promised and I am here today and so here I am. I want to share a couple of things with you. First of all, I want to just, ask you to check out my fireside chat here. I know it's electric, but it kicks out good heat and it's got the little fake fire going. I'm all for it. I love myself a fireplace. Fake, real. I'll watch it on TV. Like I'm that person who years ago bought a DVD of a fireplace with Christmas music. And mom and I used to put that bad boy on and warm our hands by the TV fire. So yeah, I'm all about fireplaces. One day I hope to have a actual real fireplace and a fire pit. Those are things that are on my list of things I'd love to enjoy. So, but in the meantime, I'm very grateful for my little electric fireplace there. So welcome. This is my office. This is where I spend a lot of my time creating, and I just finished working on something. I'm making a coloring book because I've always wanted to make a coloring book, and why not? Today I want to talk about. I'm trying to figure out. I don't necessarily know what this is called. Is going to be called. Is I was thinking about knowing your worth, but I mean, I don't know. There's nothing new under the sun. Like everything's been done, right, and said, but I don't know. Knowing your worth doesn't seem like it's hitting the mark for me. Um, maybe the thought that I'm trying to put together is honoring who God made you to be, honoring your honoring what He gave you, like so your gifts and your talents, honoring them in a way that does not honoring them in a way that hmm I don't know what I'm trying to get at, but here's what I'm trying to say. Don't devalue don't devalue what God gave you. Your gifts, your talents, don't devalue them. And sometimes how are we devaluing them? Well, one thing that we might do is we're not using them because we're scared. We're not using them because we're scared, or we're not using them because we think they're not good enough. Maybe we're comparing ourselves to someone else. So we feel like, oh well, I feel like that person can do this better than I can. So I there's no need for my voice to be out there, but it absolutely needs to be out there. And when God gives you something, when you're saying it's not good enough, then you're saying He doesn't know what He's doing. And there are some gifts that can be, or talents that can be developed. So if you feel like it's not good enough, or you're not good enough in your craft or whatever it is that He gave you, then do some work and improve, right? But I was thinking about, let me kind of go back. So I this year I celebrated 25 years in my career. So I kind of started going back and reflecting what you tend to do after that amount of time. And I remember when I was just I'm trying to think if this is when I was just getting started with my business. I'm not sure if I was still I'm not sure if I was still working in corporate America at this point, but at some point I started taking on clients on the side. I'm thinking it was when it's probably when I officially went into business. So I had a client that, and now listen, I was new. I didn't really know like the going rates. I just knew that I wanted to get out there and I wanted to write and I wanted to have a client base and all that, right? And so I had this client that paid me very poorly, like really bad. And I did a ton of work for this client. And I remember as I went on realizing that this is very low pay for what I'm doing. And I ended up getting a little bit more, but in the grand scheme of things, like the time that it was taking me to to do the work, I just was not compensated well for it. And I was so focused on just kind of getting my name out there and making a living, that I was like, this must be the part where I'm paying my dues, right? And so I did this work and I did it well. And I remember there was an incident where I made a mistake. And I had probably done countless projects and had never made a mistake, but I made a mistake. And when I made that mistake, the way that I was treated, the way that I was talked to about that mistake, it it bothered me because I felt like, first of all, wow, this person really has no respect for me. For you to talk to me that way or treat me that way, the lack of respect was just, it was jarring. And I thought to myself, and I'm allowing this for, and I'm hardly getting compensated, and this, how did I get here? I don't want to be here. I don't like it here. So that relationship did not last as I began to see that I was giving the very best of myself to an entity that did not appreciate that, or didn't really care about who I was as a person, because I've always felt like, you can do things kindly. If you decide that you don't want to work with me anymore, you can do things kindly. And that makes a difference, when people show a lack of care and compassion and concern, that's a problem. It's like you really don't have to do that. And I do realize that, we all come from different backgrounds and we have different experiences that shape who we are and how we act. But I was always raised with the idea that, be grateful, be thankful, be kind, show care, show compassion. So when we're not honoring what God has given us, and so maybe we're doing work for a very low rate. Maybe we are in a relationship where we're not being treated well, but we're sticking it out, or what have you. And sometimes in the midst of that, we're not saying anything. You got to speak up for yourself. You got to say things. If you don't like the way that you're being treated, you have to say that. So that's one of the things that I have been working on over the years, and that I continue to work on. But I have to say that in the past year, in the past year or so, it's been so evident that I need to honor what God has given me. And that means not allowing myself to be, as my friends say, lowballed. When people just think they can, you know, use your gifting or use what you have for, for free, or for, this discounted rate because they know you or what have you. And it's like, no, like, your time is worth what you say it is. And I remember, I can't remember this comedian, but there's a comedian who would go around and say, "The price is the price," and I used to laugh at that, but she's so right. Like the price is the price, and if a person is not open to that, it's okay. It's totally fine. And you have to learn how to be okay with that. But just beyond work and beyond relationships, just how are you treating yourself? The gift of, your body that God has given to you. How are you treating that? One thing I've done so much better with is taking my daily walks. And I remember at first, I'm overweight. And as you can see, I like to cook, I like to eat. Put that together. But I this year in January was like, I'm going to walk 1 mile a day. I didn't want to overwhelm myself. I'm just 1 mile a day. And a curious thing starts happening, and it can go either way. Either you start walking a mile a day and you like, what, this is for the bees, I'm not doing this. Or it gets good to you, and as it gets good to you, you want to do a little more, and you want to do a little more. And so I had built up to 2 miles, a little over 2 miles a day, around June of this year. And was it June? I'm just gonna say it was June because we don't have all day. We don't have all day. So around June of this year, I had built up to about 2.5 miles, and there was a challenge, like it was a 100-mile challenge. I want to say it was for July, and I decided I'm going to sign up for this challenge. And I knew that in order for me to hit my mark, I had to walk 3.3 miles a day on average. And so that began to push and stretch me because it was easy to do a mile. It was medium to do 2.5. But when I started getting into the 3 and up, it was hard. And so I started doing that. And thankfully, I mastered my challenge. I think I even got 101 miles in, and I was pumped. I was like, yeah. But I was lamenting to my brother that, I'm doing all this walking. I'm doing all this walking and I ain't losing no weight. I'm like, watching what I eat and, trying to, I'm trying to, like refuse certain things. And I had even moved. What I started doing, which is such a blessing to me, and I'm still doing it, is no seconds. Now, I come from seconds. I come from a long line of seconds. I come from a long line of seconds and something sweet after dinner, dessert. And so I decided that I was going to stop doing seconds, and automatic dessert after dinner is no longer a thing. Like, if I want something, okay, but it's not an automatic, like, this is what it's going to be, right? So I'm like, I'm doing all this stuff, and every time I look at the scale, it's the same weight. And my brother was like, just keep going, just keep going. Like, you're gonna hit your stride. Like, something is going to eventually, break. Like, just don't give up. And so I kept going. And so my body got used to the 3 miles, to the point where 3 miles wasn't anything. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go for 4. And then my body was like, let's do 5 because 4 is boring now. We need more. So I am now up to 5 miles I can do easily. 6, 7, hard. Hard. But I know that if I keep going, eventually I'll be able to conquer the 6 and the 7 and beyond, right? And it all started with the mindset that I want to walk 1 mile a day because I want to honor the gift, my body that God gave me. Somewhere around August, I started losing weight. Now, let me tell you something. If I had given up in June, when I was like, then I wouldn't have seen the takeoff in August. Like, how many of us are willing to wait to see the takeoff? I'm so thankful that I had the right people in my ears, that I had my brother saying, just keep going, that I had my husband saying, I'm proud of you, keep going. I'm glad that I had that because now not only am I continuing to do something that is good for my body, that is honoring the gift that God gave me, I feel better and I'm feeling accomplished and I'm able to do more. And the weight is coming off without me having to be obsessed about it. Like, did I lose a pound this week? Did I lose a quarter pound? Did I lose a. It's just starting to come off. And so I'm continuing to do the things that I know are good for me. And it's the same thing in my career, it's the same thing in my relationships, it's the same thing in everything that I'm putting my hands to. I gotta stop and look and think and be like, is this good for me? Is this a path I should continue on? And if the answer is yes, then I keep going, I double down. If the answer is no, it's time for me to regroup and try something else. So today, whatever it is that you whatever you're thinking about, whatever has your attention where you don't feel happy in, it's time to really look at that and say, am I not happy in this because I am not honoring what God gave me? Like if you are in a job and you're like, oh, I'm just so unhappy here. Like, explore why. Is it really the job, or is it that there's something God is calling you to that maybe you're fearful of, or you feel like, oh, well, maybe I wouldn't be good enough, or I don't know what it is. Like, everybody has their things, right? And I say things because it's plural. I think Eddie Murphy said that somewhere. It's plural. I don't know. But anyway, whatever it is that you're thinking about, where you say, well, I'm not happy with this, and I want better, I want to do more, really start looking at that and ask the Lord to just open your eyes and help you to see the path that you need to take, because maybe the path that you need to take, it's right where you are but with some changes. So so for me, as I'm just learning new things about myself and gifts I didn't even realize I had, as I'm exploring new things in terms of my career and even hobbies and free time, I'm starting to look at what how does this honor God, and how can I improve it? And in doing that, it's freeing. It's very freeing to me. Um, Whether I'm working on an assignment for someone, whether I'm talking with a potential new client, whatever I'm doing, like putting that as the lens in front of me, it's making all the difference. So let me just pray for you. I don't know what your situation is. I can't begin to know, but I know that we all struggle with things. And so let me pray for you, and I hope that this prayer will be a launching pad of you going forth and honoring what God has given you in a way that brings you peace, that brings you joy, fulfillment, and gives you an opportunity to say, I'm happy. Father, I just come to you thanking and praising you for another day, Lord. I thank you for this day that we've never seen, and I know that there's something special wrapped up in each day that you allow us to see. So we're thankful for that. Lord, today I don't know what's on the person who is listening to this. I don't know what's on their mind. I don't know what they've been struggling with, Lord, but you do. And so whatever it is that they're doing in their life where they feel that they are not honoring you, that they are not honoring their gifts and talents that you've given them, where they feel like they feel unhappy or they feel stuck. Lord, I just pray that you would open their eyes and give them a fresh vision. Mm. Give them a fresh vision for their life. Give them a fresh vision for their life. I'm thanking you. I'm thanking you in advance for doing that because I really feel something. I really feel something in that statement, a fresh vision for their life, Lord. Let them see in a way that they've never seen before. I just ask all of these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I pray that you have received a measure of unexplained peace in this time, and I hope that you will come back. So until next time, you are the best part of unexplained peace. So thanks for being here. Have a wonderful day.